Well, hey everybody. This video is just basically going to be an idea. This shed right here is 8 feet wide by 12 feet long, and it's about the same exact size as most tiny homes. They're about 8 by 10, some are 8 by 12, and they're normally put on a trailer. But this is a shed right here, one of the simple sheds that they deliver that you normally see on main roads. Just a simple shed. It was $1,300. It's got a loft in there. I'll show that to you here in a second. And I'm going to be turning this shed into a tiny house, basically just a garden cottage, because the garden is right over here. And I'll have some future videos on how to turn a shed into a tiny house. But what I started doing is a lean-to greenhouse. And if you've got a tiny home or even a shed, it'd be super simple to put just an easy lean-to on the side of it, on the sunny side, normally as south as you can get it. The more straight directly south, that's where you're going to get the most best sun. And I'm lucky because this shed right over here, that's now the chicken coop, actually doesn't block out a lot of the sun, and you can kind of see that the shadow comes right before that. But wintertime, it'll be a little bit bigger of a shadow. But anyways, I'm going to show you this lean-to frame that I built onto the side of the greenhouse. And I don't really have any building experience. I didn't even take any shop classes in school. But it's pretty simple. I mean, if you can just understand it. I do have a miter saw that I did some work for a while back and got that. So I was able to put a 95 degree. I don't know if you'd either say this was 5 degrees or 95 degrees. But 90 degrees, I'd originally done that, and it was too low. It came like all the way down to here. So I adjusted it to 95, and that gave still a good size, a decent slope, but still giving you good headroom. And with most sheds, they're not really tall. This one right here is about 6 feet tall, I'd probably say. And I originally wanted to do this greenhouse 8 feet wide by 12 feet long, and I didn't have, it was going to cost me too much. I had a bunch of scrap wood laying around from an old deck that the previous owner tore apart, and these are all about 6-foot boards, and I just used those. These posts right here were also laying on the side of the shed when I came in. These were posts for the deck, and all I did was dig holes for the 3 posts, 12 feet wide. So I did the 6-foot boards, put a post, another 6-foot board, put a post, and then cut these at a 95 degree angle. And it's not totally done. I still got more wood I got to put up along the side and along here, and then build the garden beds that are going to be in the greenhouse. And here's a cool little trick. If your greenhouse, your lean-to greenhouse, is too short, you can also dig down. And that's what I did. It slopes down like this anyways, so I dug down and moved some of the dirt to the sides, basically, and when you walk into this greenhouse, you'll step down into it. But this is just an idea. Nothing concrete yet. I'd probably say next couple weeks I should have it finished. And I did some little boards. You can kind of see where I cut it with my skill saw. Not very even. But I took those 6-foot boards, did the 95 degree angle, and then I kind of cut them down the middle so they weren't too big. And I did these every 2 feet. So 2 feet here, I got a post, 2 feet there, I got a post, and then I got the main one that attached to the one that's in the ground. Now, I haven't spent any money on this other than buying concrete. Once I dug the holes for the post, I filled it in with concrete. And I got those on, they were half off because the bags were all ripped and some was coming out. So I've only spent $4 on this greenhouse so far. And I'm kind of saving up for some of that hard polycarbonate plastic roofing. That's a lot like the tin, but clear. And I eventually want to put that on here. I don't know if I'm going to do that this year, because I can always wait till next year and just use regular plastic on it like a regular greenhouse. Because I'm kind of pushing it kind of close. It's mid-September right now, and my greenhouse isn't finished. So, but if you have a tiny house and you're thinking about turning your shed that's already on your property into a tiny house, you could put an awesome little greenhouse there. You know, and at least your tiny house will start to feed you, become as self-sufficient as possible. Normally, if you're in a tiny house, there's reasons you want to simplify your life. You don't want a lot of expenses, and a lot of it's, it's just good, economically. You know what I mean? It's hard to get by nowadays. Most people have to work 2 jobs and still barely make ends meet. And if you got to scale down to something like this, it's paid off where you don't have to pay rent or a mortgage anymore, which a lot of people are doing. And start growing your own food, or even use a little greenhouse on the side of your tiny house. Now, this greenhouse will heat this this shed or this tiny house. All I gotta do is put a door here or even a window and let all that excess heat come in there, and you can use that as like a solar heater for your house. But thanks for watching, guys. I don't want to make it too long. If you have a tiny home or you have some tiny home ideas, plan on using a simple lean-to greenhouse. 95-degree angle doesn't give you that. You don't lose much roof space, and you still get good runoff from the rain. And yeah, so you all take care and stay tuned. I'm gonna keep you updated on the finishing of the greenhouse, and this winter I'm gonna try to get some insulation and put some doors and windows in there and finish off the loft. And oh, I need to show you what the inside looks like first. It's kind of messy, but this is where I dry a lot of stuff. Alright. I got a bunch of beans hanging up here, drying out. And these were some really good bush beans. Yellow wax beans. And I have my sunflowers drying out on the floor over here. And just some simple tools hanging up and whatnot. And a little bit of storage up there. Extra shoes, Christmas stuff, whatnot. But yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to turn this, I'm going to put a little kitchen back here. And probably a bunk bed right up here. And instead of a bed underneath it, a couch. So you've got your bed, a couch, little kitchenette, and maybe a nice view out here looking at the garden. We'll see. But thanks for watching. And if you want a greenhouse on your tiny house, think about a simple lean-to one. Instead of building a whole separate structure, you can even use it to heat your home for you. But that's it. You guys take care.